the toilet.
I sound like
What up, everybody? Welcome to Cageside Live. Geno sounds like he's in a toilet edition.
No, I was trying it out. Here, let's do this. Check, check.
That sounds okay.
Check, check.
Okay.
That's the toilet. I dipped
my head in the toilet. Better than the toilet one.
Dip my head in the toilet. What's up, everybody? And by everybody, I mean you, because no one else can answer.
I was waiting for somebody to answer. I thought maybe we had more guests.
Like the Cagesiders would be like, "Hey guys."
It's like what was it, Romper Room, where she could see people through the mirror, and
something like that.
You probably weren't even born then either, so
no.
I'm only know what I'm talking about.
I'm only 60. You're 80.
Right. I thought it was 84. That's what you told the world last week.
I've got that gimmick over, by the way. People think you're old as shit.
Well, I am kind of old as shit, but
you're cute as hell for being 80.
See,
I'll tell you that much. So, you already talked about Hell in a Cell.
I did. So I'm just gonna sit here and look pretty.
You're cheating on me with Roth.
Yeah. Well, I feel bad. I mean, I blew Maddie off after NXT.
Maddie.
And I felt bad about it, so I wanted to give him and his Cowboys are hot trash. So
how does he feel about you calling him Maddie?
I don't know. We'll probably find out.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, really, honestly. Fuck that guy. He spoiled The Walking Dead and like made everybody really angry last night. So
really, because the
dude died.
The dude's with Maggie died.
Was that who I stopped watching a long time ago?
Glenn. It's a terrible show. It is a really bad show.
Yep.
It's not as bad as Raw, but it's not very good. The characters are all dumb as shit.
Yep.
And the writing is,
we stopped watching it. I don't know. We might have tried to watch a little of the second season and just bailed. We didn't like anybody. They were stuck on a farm. I read the comic books for a long time and got tired of those. So
a lot of really unlikable characters.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a problem WWE has right now.
True.
Who the hell are you supposed to like in all this? Because you're supposed to like somebody.
I like the people I'm not supposed to, I think.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
You keep bagging on Nikki. Forgetting babyface. Nikki could say hello to someone walking down the street, and Sean would write an article and go, Nikki just said a babyface hello to some stranger. Don't know what that's about, but
ruin my suspension of disbelief. How dare she?
Somebody on Twitter's like, Sasha does this all the time, and you never say anything about it. I'm like, yeah, take it up with Rooter.
Because Sasha's perfect. That's why I like the difference. Everybody knows.
Like Sasha's perfect, though.
It's very. I don't pretend to be unbiased. Well, Sasha doesn't have the profile Nikki has right now, so that's. And I would say Sasha does a better job of it. Sasha's character isn't. I don't know. They broke kayfabe in NXT. You're right. I should give Sasha a hard time, but
it really. You know what? I couldn't. I almost responded to him, but I didn't because he was right. He's fucking right. They all do it, really.
Yeah.
So it's like the social media stuff is, it just goes in and out, and some people are better at it than others. So when they try to.
Yeah, the one thing I was thinking about writing that is why is it? Is it because of Total Divas? Because the women seem to get caught up in it more often. They end up.
What do you mean when you say caught up in it?
Caught up in like writing something that I presume is the real person saying something positive.
Sure.
Even though they have a heel character. Like Kevin Owens, he's not gonna accidentally one day say, keep trying, everybody, I love you. I mean, if he does, it'll probably be like to somebody he's blocked at the same time.
Right.
Or Xavier Woods is really good at, I mean, he's even as Austin Creed or on Up, Up, Down, Down, he doesn't contradict anything. He's a more likable character, but he's still sort of like talks trash to people, and so it's not a complete 180. But the divas, the women, it's like two different entities, and I guess maybe that's because they have to do the Total Divas thing, or at least so many of them do.
I would find it very difficult to be in their position. Right?
Oh, I agree, and that's what I'm sure nobody read the piece. They just saw the headline and got mad at me. But if you read the post, I say I have a lot of empathy for Nikki because she's in a tough position because she's got her own brand. She's the spokesperson for this other thing. She's got a lot of. She's trying to pull off more than anybody else in the company, really, except maybe her boyfriend. So she's in a tough spot, but it still bugs me.
It would be very difficult to go on Twitter and not be able to just talk however you want to talk. Like, of course, we can't in a way because we tweet from a business account, but yeah, dude, like she's getting criticized just because she's like, but I guess in a way too, it was an in-character kind of thing. Like, I feel like I've lost it all.
I mean, the second tweet was this. There's two tweets, and one of them is fine. It's like she took me to the limit. She beat me, and I feel devastated, but I'm coming back. That's fine. Any competitor would say that. It's the first one about how she seems to be talking about how the other divas are all about I, and she wants them to be about we, and which goes against.
That's what Nikki did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Exactly.
No wonder.
It's like, this is why people don't care about this match that you had last night, which ended up turning out to be a pretty good match.
It was a good match, very good match.
But but people were going into it. Everybody was like, I don't care, because they didn't know who.
I hate it. Look, like it's cool that we're doing the Divas Revolution thing, and it's the women are, they're at least trying to give the women a fair shake. Let's say. I guess it's hard to even talk about it because you don't want to be an offensive idiot about it. But like, please stop saying we need to band together and fight with each other instead of against each other, because that's actually totally the opposite of what I want you to do. I want you to all beat the shit out of each other. That's what I want everyone to do. Like, I don't want Brock Lesnar to get in the ring and go, hey, everybody, we need to band together as one. Let's all hold hands. You know what I mean? Like, shut up. Like, you don't stop. You're not trying to advance humanity's cause here.
Right.
You're pro wrestling. Please stop acting like this is bigger than it is. That's part
of what I'm saying is that kind of sexist that they have the women do this stuff when they would never have the men do it?
They would never have the men do this.
No, you would not even the babiest of baby faces would ever say, let's come together and hold hands and overcome together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Let's do like Roman and overcome things.
Exactly. We like to. Let's do it together. Let's form a club. Let's form little teams and we'll overcome together.
The overcomers. It's just dumb. But it's also stop it. And it's also stupid. Because
I'm not the one that left an image of Nikki Bella with her head in Charlotte's ass on my screen for like 5 minutes last night. I try to not think dirty thoughts, but if you just leave it up there, I'm going to think the thoughts.
My God, I had enough time to take multiple screenshots and pick the best one.
I mean, who's Kevin Dunn or whoever? Said, leave it there. Leave it there. That's good. That's what I want. Zoom in.
It literally looked like Nikki had her head all the way up Charlotte's ass. And
I've seen pornos that weren't that graphic. There's shit on Cinemax at the same time that wasn't as graphic as that.
You've starred in pornos that wasn't that bad.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. My 20s are a blur. I don't remember what I know. There was a camera involved.
There was a camera. I don't know if they mass distributed it.
Exactly.
No, yeah, the match is good, but yeah, the Nikki, I don't know. That's a tough thing because she so clearly wants to be the inspirational, to be the heel. Like, you're supposed to make people hate you. And
she's really good at that too. I mean, at least in the ring. I mean, like when she wants to hoss around and taunt people, I mean, she's really good at it in the ring. But then she wants to go backstage and help people change their lives or whatever. And
part of the problem too is they don't have clearly defined characters.
Exactly, they're all jealous catty chicks or whatever that quote is.
Because if you look at it and you look at all of these people, who is Nikki Bella? And I don't know that I can answer you. She's, and you can't use real life. You have to use only what they've told you on television. So she's not John Cena's girlfriend. She's just whoever she is.
Well, does Total Divas count? Because sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, that's the thing. It's not only
that's a good point.
Not only do they not really tell us who they are, but they're inconsistent.
I don't think Total Divas counts.
Except when they want it to.
WWE counts for Total Divas. Total Divas doesn't count for WWE.
Okay,
that's
how they used to treat NXT. Stuff that happened on the main roster counted in NXT, but not vice versa. But now that's a mess too.
That's what they do. So just in WWE, her character is, as far as I can tell, when you think about it, she's Brie Bella's sister, and Brie Bella is Nikki Bella's sister, and that's it. That's about all.
That is deep.
And they have
slow down there, Geno. I got to digest all this. So you're saying they're related?
If what you're saying is true, then I still don't give a shit.
Exactly.
I mean, it's their sisters, and they struggle to speak properly, and that's about all.
That's what we've got. Yep.
They pop models sometimes. They're bad at throwing parties.
I feel like you're writing like their eHarmony profile now.
Yeah, I don't even.
We like to pop bottles, but we struggle to throw parties.
Yeah,
we enjoy being sisters.
Hobbies include being sisters, popping bottles to a crowd of 0 people, hanging out in the back and throwing cakes at each other. Yeah.
And wondering why Alicia Fox is there.
Yeah. Poor Alicia Fox.
I know. God
she's
damn
so great. She's so great, and I don't know.
I don't know either. So that's the Divas.
We're here to talk about Nikki Bella.
So who's Charlotte going to feud with now?
Notice how we're talking.
I'm trying to segue back to actually wrestling talk, but
not Charlotte. That's a good point to make here, though, because I'm not a fan of the Charlotte. So she's gonna work with Paige. The idea at the end of the match last night was that Paige she wouldn't let Becky and Charlotte celebrate together, as it was pointed out to me, and so that means I guess she's gonna try to drive a wedge between them.
Oh no!
It'll probably work because was that earnest?
A little bit. I don't know. Will so they're not going to turn any. So wait a minute. I'm still trying to get my head around this whole sisters thing, and now
he said, "This motherfucker said." Oh no! I'm concerned. You were earnest.
I know.
No, not those two.
Those two are. I thought their friendship was real.
They're my favorites.
Who will Becky make puns with then?
I don't know. Victor from the Ascension.
There's a couple.
That's a shoot, dude. They did that last night. I'm not just coming up with something.
Where? On the TV?
Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter. Okay.
Oh no!
Somebody gift that for me.
That was outstanding. Yeah, she really did. When they did she can't be ringside.
Mm-hmm.
She did. They cut a little promo for the Twitter. The
Twitter machine.
The Twitter machine. And yeah, she's like, I'm pretty salty or something like that I can't be there, but I'm confident she'll pull out the victory. And she grabbed Victor from the Ascension and yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't know. The Divas division, I guess. But
Paige is going to try to drive a wedge between the two ladies.
So we got people just tune into this to listen to these corks now.
Oh God, this is fucking unreal. I don't know what has happened to this show.
Geno Laughter Hour.
This is why I wanted to come on, because you would do something that would cause this. I knew this would occur. I did not know that it would be Charlotte and Becky are about to break up. Oh no!
I'm still upset about it.
And the Bellas are sisters. They appreciate that.
Get out. That's crazy.
I'm a big fan. Big fan of being sisters with Brie.
Sisterhood rules.
Of the traveling Brie mode.
Yeah, there's not a lot of pants involved.
I almost just revealed that I know all about Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
That's my father-in-law's favorite movie.
Get out of town.
It is. He loves that flick. I don't know why.
Cool.
But he also watches movies with the subtitles on because he gets confused easily, so it helps him to read what's going on. So
that's a great sentence that you just said.
There you go. Now you know stuff about Julie's
Closed
dad.
captioning because I get confused easily. That's what it is.
That's it. A little insight into...
helps me. All right. What else happened on this show? I don't know.
What are we talking? I don't even know what the format of. You wanted this show. Are we going to talk about Hell in a Cell, or do you want to talk about Raw? What do you want to talk about? I don't even know what the hell we're doing. You just wanted to talk, so I said, let's
We're
do it.
here.
We're here.
We're here to make me laugh. What do we want to talk? Well, Undertaker. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He was there.
He got... He showed up. They played the gong.
Scared Kevin Owens a little bit.
Scared the shit out of Kevin. He said, "Whoa, that's the Undertaker, dude! Holy shit!" Millhouse.
Do you like Millhouse better?
Always called him that because yes. I don't. Yeah, okay.
He's going back to NXT. He's calling him Millhouse, but I kind of like Big E calling him whatever he calls him, Rip Branson or whatever. I like that better.
That's not bad. I think I like Millhouse though. Because he does look like Millhouse.
I'm disturbed by the latest New Day video because they actually zoomed in on Big E's dick while he was doing the gyrating thing.
Did they seriously?
Yeah, it ends with that. It ends with Kofi tells them to pan down, and they do onto Big E's junk.
I'm a little upset at Big E. I'm a little upset at Big E for doing the gyrating and it leading to Bubba Ray Dudley gyrating.
That is true. That was not cool.
In the WWE. Dude, I could have gone my whole life without seeing Bubba Ray Dudley do a pelvic thrust.
Well, now you know what Velvet Sky has to do. Imagine you're that poor girl.
He responded to your article, dude. I think she clipped a part of it and put it up. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to come be, Mrs. Bubba Dudley or whatever the fuck." Yeah.
That's the apparently also. I think Asuka tweeted back about one of my match previews that had nothing to do with her. I think
that's even better.
I don't think she speaks English that well. But I was flattered.
What did she say? I'll kill all these people.
Pretty much, I think that was the gist of it. Yeah. I'm going to kick your fucking head off.
Yeah. What were we talking? I can't.
I don't know. That was my fault because I wanted to talk about Big E's junk. So that was my fault.
We're talking about Undertaker. He was there.
Taker was there, yeah.
He got away from Michelle's meatloaf. Long enough. Boy, I'm so happy.
So you're putting that gimmick to bed? Is that what I heard?
Well, it came to its conclusion. It reached its logical because Brock and Undertaker's done. And I thought, I didn't know because they did the stare down and I took the screenshots and didn't want to take her. And as I heard you're talking shit about Michelle's meatloaf again. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know how it would get over, but everyone loved it. People were telling me it was a better story than what they came with. Which is not true, but
it's close. I don't know. It's not true. But
I did
Michelle was actually there last night, so I wonder what she thought about your meatloaf.
Was she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she brought the meatloaf.
She and Candice Michelle were there in the audience. So I saw a picture on the Instagram.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, there was when the doc came in and was checking on Brock. I said, "Don't worry, Doc. I've been through much worse. I've had Michelle's meatloaf." I thought myself is what I do.
Hey, that's all right.
No. Did you like the match?
I did.
I don't know why.
I don't know what you're laughing at. I mean, this is the same. This is just me being me. I don't know.
How you say shit. I did. Yeah, I did. Like we're at an AA meeting and you're like trying to be chipper when you'd rather be drunk anywhere else.
which is sort of my backstory. So thanks for revealing that to everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't care.
This is your AA meeting.
My name's Sean, and I'm a Geno-holic.
I did enjoy the match.
I did. It was. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think any match on this show was great. But I enjoyed the whole show. I thought it was good. I was talking to somebody else today. To me, this was like a really good episode of Raw with like a pay-per-view level main event.
This was a good pay-per-view show. This is about what we could expect out of a show like Hell in a Cell, I thought. Really good main event. A lot of heat. Crowd cared about it a lot. Really good Hell in a Cell match with Reigns and Wyatt.
Yeah.
No interference.
True.
Thought that was interesting. Oh, but then and after the main event, are they setting up Survivor Series?
That's what I think, but I don't know. I guess maybe we'll find out more tonight. I mean, Taker's not going to be there, right?
They're pushing him so hard that it's the 25th anniversary. He debuted 25 years to the day, I believe. Someone was telling me.
Really?
The 22nd of November, 1990, would have been his debut, which was the first pro wrestling show I ever watched. That was the show that got me into wrestling. Yeah, it's Survivor Series 1990. He was Ted DiBiase's mystery member.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked awesome back then, and it was great. And I think he was eliminated because he just walked away. And that was the way they were booking shit back then. So let's not act like it's that much different today.
Mm-mm.
But I believe it's 25 years. So I assume
you are correct. November 22nd. Yeah, that's right.
I assume that means that he'll do the show because you can't promote. They did a full commercial about it, and then he just won't be there. I mean, I suppose they could do that. But
they were careful to not say what he was going to do. So
it makes way too much sense to have Brothers of Destruction with the Shield.
Yep.
Although, actually, that doesn't make sense because the Shield took him out, and that never was. I guess they'd have to do a backstage bit where they're like, you know, I'm still pissed at you for that because I'm old as shit. And you almost broke my back, but
you didn't break my WrestleMania streak, so we're cool.
But you beat up Bray, and his big fucking goons are throwing me around, and I need some help. So Shield and Brothers of Destruction, which would be, you know, they could sell that like, you know how they'd sell that. Dream fucking team, maybe the greatest Survivor Series team ever created,
right?
Against the Wyatt family in 4-on-4, and everybody on Twitter was like, "Well, who's the fifth guy? So why do they need a fifth person?
Yeah.
Didn't they always used to be 4-on-4?"
I believe so. Yeah, I mean they've definitely done 4-on-4 before. It doesn't have to be 5-on-5.
Yeah, 1990 was 4-on-4. It was Undertaker and Ted DiBiase, and then who were his partners? Maybe Coco Beware? No,
I got it here. The $1 Million Team was DiBiase, Taker, and apparently they went by Rhythm and Blues, Greg Valentine and Honky Tonk Man.
Ooh, there you go.
Against the Dream Team of Dusty, Coco, and the Hart Foundation, Bret and Jim Neidhart. There you go. I know.
Bret Hart and Ted DiBiase had an awesome little 5-minute match within that. I think DiBiase was the sole survivor from that match.
It looks like everyone, because that was back when the whole card was Survivor Series matches in those days, and
they did the grand finale.
Yep, and everything everybody was 4-on-4. It was all 4-on-4. You are correct, sir. Yep.
Yeah, and then Rick Martel's entire team survived. With on Jake Roberts, the Rockers, and
Jimmy Snuka.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
Fuck yeah. Wrestling is tough. Wrestling and football are tough.
But LOL Cena wins because the main event was Hogan and Warrior going over on literally everyone else. I think they had Texas Tornado. No, they didn't. They had Tito Santana.
Correct. Yep.
Why are we talking about that card? But no, my big fear is they're setting up for Undertaker versus old Beef Tits McMeat Slab.
He did his homework, everybody.
I did my homework this time.
Ready with one.
At WrestleMania. Please don't do this match.
Would you rather it be that or versus Wyatt again?
You know what? I'd rather you just not do it. because you can't do that big man clash heads kind of match in 20. I don't feel like you can do that in 2015.
No, we don't want our last memory of Taker at WrestleMania to be the 21st century equivalent of like him versus Giant Gonzalez. You don't want that.
Where he has to sell because not the salesman, but he has to, he has to, I don't know if I can beat this big guy because he's such a big guy when Taker's 6'10", 300 some pounds. And there's a certain appeal to that, I suppose, but I just, and the big guy, and the big guy is.
What did you call him? Beef Tits Mc... What did you call him? I don't even know what that was.
Beef Tits McMeat Slab.
Wow.
That's a pretty good one, right?
That is a good one.
That is a pretty good. Here's my other one that I came up with.
I'm ready. Are you ready, Cagesiders?
I'm not ready for this.
Geno's not
I'm
ready.
not going to get through it.
I'll be ready to talk for the next 5 minutes while Geno giggles.
Johnny C. I just thought of that for some reason.
Johnny C. Off to do fitness fun with Johnny C.
Okay, the other one I had was I can't do it. I can't do it. It's so fucking great. Hang on.
Type it in the chat box for me.
Okay. And then you can say it. I'm sorry.
Quality television, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow.
Say it.
So you don't want to see Taker face pube beard McProbably has crabs.
Oh, my fucking stomach hurts so bad right now. I'm crying.
I don't think he has crabs, but he does have a pube beard.
Pube beard McProbably has crabs.
It's better when you say it.
Oh, holy shit, dude. He definitely does. When you look at his face, that man has crabs. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I'm sure Bray doesn't take him to the doctor, so.
They're in the swamp. Who knows who he's fucking?
That's right. He probably doesn't even have to be fucking anybody, just wandering around the swamp. They just jump on
wandering around and looking at his beard. Pube beard.
His kind eyes and his pube beard.
Oh, man.
Pube beard probably has crabs.
I used another one too in the recap. Someone, you know what? We got called out.
For
Someone
what?
said for that gimmick. They said that's not even a joke anymore. That's an X joke.
What
you
joke?
can call it a joke now. The names for
Big Ass McStrongman?
Yeah. They're tired of it.
Really?
They're sick of hearing it. I said that will never stop being funny.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. If we just said Big Ass McStrongman every time, then that might get old. But we keep it fresh.
Yeah, Dirty Beard McAstain is what I call it. Fuck that guy, dude. That's fucking funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny.
I had something in the predictions. I can't even remember what it was now. Something McShit slacks, I think.
Pube Beard McProbably has crabs.
Yep.
Oh, huge ass McNeeds a bath, dude. That's what it's. All right. Yep. All right. Cool. So that was our segue into that, was to say Taker was there, and then we just did that for 10 minutes. That was just to get to today's names.
Old Beef Tits Meat Slab.
Beef Tits Meat Slab, dude. Slab is a great word. So it's just you put the words together, and they all fit. That's what's great. When you look at him, there's a million different names that fit. God, It'd be funny if this gets over enough and it gets to him and he hates it. He just despises it. Whoever the fuck came up with this? I'm gonna be real pissed off about it. I like to think that's how he talks. I don't even fuck. I'm not happy about this.
That is kind of how he talks. He cut that promo about drinking snake's blood. That's sort of what he sounded like.
That's true.
I killed a snake once. I drank its blood.
I drank its blood.
It sounded, yeah, he didn't sound intimidating as much as he sounded sort of developmentally disabled.
Oh, no.
A little bit.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That could go on one of our Cageside shirts that will never get made. Because
that we'll never get around to.
Bill Handstock doesn't finish things out.
We'll endlessly talk about it, and then we'll just bury Handstock.
Idea guy Handstock.
Yeah.
There's a shirt with my face that says, "Oh no."
Way we could put these names on a shirt.
No,
we can't. Yeah, Pew Beard McProbably.
Probably not that one. Big ass and strong man, you could.
Oh, dude, we could do the Brian shirt.
Which
the
one?
Pew Beard is here.
No, we can't. Stop it.
Oh my god.
Stop it.
Okay, we'll stop.
All right.
I thought Hell in a Show was a show.
Shell, what are you, Shark Boy?
I'm on the beach. And Brock's have 5 and Sharks.
Hell in a Show. Yeah.
I was napping a cell for the Wyatt match.
Mm.
They cuddled at one point. It was great.
I think Bray gave him a hand job at one point. What it looked like to me. They really like each other. It's an intense rivalry, if you know what I mean.
It looked like he was just throwing his arm over him, and I was like, "Oh, they're cuddling," and I didn't even notice it at first. And then people are like, "Is he touching his dick?" And I was like, "Holy shit, he's got his hand on his dick." Now it's a party. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was a good show. What's gonna happen on Raw tonight?
Well, you hate Alberto Del Rio. Maybe you can talk about it.
We talk about that.
I don't know. If you don't want to, we don't have to. But
why do you like him?
I think he's a good wrestler. That's pretty much it. No, I think he's a good wrestler, and I think that when he's had a chance to, at the beginning of his heel run, when he debuted, I thought that he had a real good, like, Latino Ted DiBiase thing going on. And at the very beginning of his face run, when he was just the underdog who beat Big Show, I like that too. But then
last man standing thing.
Yeah. But then the heel thing just got fucked up all different kinds of ways, because he was supposed to go over Edge at Mania, but then they found out about Edge's neck, so they changed that. And then he was supposed to get a makeup push that summer, and then Punk dropped the pipe bomb, and that changed. And so he got booked into, like, he has all these great things on his resume, but he's never the guy you remember about anything. And then they unbelievably decided that his face run should be that, he loves America, and he's going to fight guys who love America the wrong way. I don't know. That was just, Jack Swagger and Alberto Del Rio fought for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. Just always remember that, because it was horrible.
Yes, that actually happened.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Jack Swagger, who can't even get on a show now.
Yeah, we heard the music, and then Zeb came out, and everyone was hugely relieved that it wasn't Swagger. Like, oh God, here comes Jack. That fucking James Bond-esque theme, it's a great theme. Mm-hmm. You know it's bad when the theme's better than the wrestler.
Oh yeah, the theme is way more over than the wrestler. Yeah.
I just felt like last night, and I don't know if you and Roth talked about this part of it. It was politics, man. The whole thing was politically motivated. Here's a guy who, man, I just went Mark Schlereth for a second there. here's a guy.
Come on, Stink, lay it on me.
Yeah, here's a guy. This is a guy. You talk about a guy. Football. No. No. So he leaves because the social media manager. The story was social media manager said a racist remark. Got Del Rio caught wind of it. He got in his face. He said, "You need to fucking apologize." The guy laughed it off. He got slapped. Okay, you got to fire that guy. Right? So they did. And Triple H said, "Look, dude, we'll bring you back. Let's let the heat die down." The social media manager is gone now. Now Del Rio comes back. Now, it's not lost on me, and it shouldn't be lost on you, that his return was booked to be introduced by the most racist character on WWE TV in years. Right?
Yeah.
To shake that guy's hand and to align with that guy. That guy helped him win. Or that guy was there cheering him on. Now, Zeb did say, I can't remember the exact particulars of his pre-match promo, but essentially it was, I'm not trying to divide or whatever. I'm trying to, I don't know.
It was weird because he said something like, it was like the old George W. Bush stuff about how John Cena was a divider and Zeb Coulter was going to introduce us to a guy who's a uniter. And he also had some line about John Cena, if that is your real name, which I don't know if that's some sort of Barack Obama birth certificate joke or I don't know. I mean, that was one of the things that Coulter went after Del Rio on, wasn't it? When during that horrible feud was that he wasn't legal or something, and
yes. It's so weird to me because it's one of two things. It's either you're making Del Rio do this, and it's it could be a rib kind of thing, or it's just it just looks like it's like again he got fired for beating up, not beating up, but slapping a dude who was a racist dickhead for being a racist dickhead, and you've got him shaking hands with your most racist character. Yeah. Now either that's hey, let's show everyone shit's cool now. Which I suppose I could see that, but at the same time, that's taking a real life situation and trying to work it into a storyline when most people they don't really care about the real life part of it. It was months ago, whatever, it doesn't matter. So it's maybe it's that, but maybe it's also, I mean, these are mean, vindictive people who are very petty and have shown that they will be very petty to even the biggest stars. And here he is. Now you're going to go shake Zeb Coulter's hand. Like I said, their most racist character. I just felt like, and then he beat Cena in a match that wasn't very good.
Yeah. I was telling. I mean, that's what I talked about. I was in such shock that he was back, and I was thinking through that promo and how he came back that I hardly paid attention to the match, and it was over before I knew what happened. It didn't feel very
baffled by the finish.
Yeah, I mean, it was very just kicked him and pinned him.
Yeah. He did. He reversed an AA with a backcracker, and then he did, a super kick, and that was it. He just pinned him. Yep. And Cena just left, and that was that. And then he shook Coulter's hand, and I guess Zeb Coulter's his manager now, which is, I don't get it. It's just so politically motivated that it's I can't enjoy what it is. And, Del Rio is very Sheamus for me. He's a guy who's going to do good in his matches. He's a good worker. He's a hard worker. He'll entertain you when he's in the ring doing his thing. But everything around it is just meh. I've quite enjoyed not having to deal with his entrance theme, not having to deal with his the way they write the character. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about
probably the worst part of the show last night, I'd say.
Yeah, at least they got it out of the way. I agree with you. If they're going to try to push him if this is a babyface character, which last night sort of made it seem like it was, but I wasn't sold on that. The after show stuff that they ran, they just put a picture of him on Instagram, the two, again, with Zeb with him. So they're linked, celebrating or just holding up the belt. And the Fallout video thing was just, Rip Branson, our boy Millhouse, saying that Del Rio and Coulter refused to comment when they were approached. So I'm hoping that we're going to get a big heel promo tonight where he basically just comes out and goes back to like the DiBiase thing and says, you know what, all that stuff I said about WWE being racist and hating sports entertainment, because that was his gimmick on the indies and even in Lucha Underground, was that he was so happy to be back at wrestling and away from sports entertainment. So if he comes back and says, all that stuff I said, that was bullshit, I just wanted money, and now that I got money, fuck all you guys, this could be good. And Zeb's a great promo. Del Rio's serviceable, but not great. So you could actually let Zeb do most of the talking. You could have something there. But if they're going to try to push him as a babyface with this weird, like, what if Donald Trump was somebody everybody loved because he wasn't a racist or something? I don't know.
Well, and that also doesn't really work that well, because do they acknowledge everything outside of what they do? They do
sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Right.
When it's convenient for them. But I don't like it because it's, again, you should be self-contained. The Del Rio character, none of this has happened.
Well, and that's what I always wondered. I even wondered this going back to how we started talking about this with the Nikki Twitter stuff, is we all are aware of this in our little insular bubble. But is it like, what do you think the percentage of the people in the arena is that have no idea?
Very small.
Like
Vince Russo tried this. You remember way back in WCW?
Yeah.
When he to integrate the shoot stuff as part of the show. Everyone was fucking baffled.
Yeah.
Because it's not really what we want.
True.
We want to, I don't want to be a part of the movie. I just want the movie to entertain me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say things about it when it's over, good or bad, and I'll watch the next movie. It's the same general concept, but they try too hard to integrate those things. And again, that's why I didn't like this, because here's a real life situation. If you want to draw inspiration from that, fine. But don't just throw it together like this to where the last time we saw these two, none of this makes sense. You can make it make sense later, but that doesn't help it make sense now. And it just didn't feel like one of those things where you could do it and go, wait for the story, wait for the rest, which is fair. But at the same time, with this, it just doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form.
Well, they wanted the big surprise, and they succeeded, because he was not somebody who was rumored. I mean, there were rumors that they were talking to him again, but he wasn't on the list of people going around the dirt screens all day of like, oh, it might be Daniel Bryan, it might be Samoa Joe. Nobody mentioned him. So
it was clear he was coming back, but it didn't seem like this would be how they would do it, to put the U.S. title on their, and they have failed to make a star for the Mexico market. And that's that was the rumor that's why they put Undertaker on the bill for the tour of Mexico, because they didn't have a guy, and that's what he's going to be for them. And Raw's in San Diego tonight. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man. I don't like. Ooh, yeah, bring Ray back, and then fucking. I would have rather he been in Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
That's just I don't know. It's kind of surprises me, because he talked a lot about how the travel was bothersome. Mm-hmm. Then again, creative wasn't all that good in his mind. That he didn't like that he wasn't. They kind of probably told highest paid guy, you'll be the focus of the promotion, and he wasn't. So. Yeah, I mean, by accounts, by the reporting that Keith Harris on our site has done, he seems like he's a pretty massive dick. He's an ego, maybe.
And he's like second generation lucha royalty, and so that's not. And he got pushed to the moon as soon as he got in WWE, so that's not surprising. But I read a report today that he's got a lighter travel schedule. That it's not like Jericho or Brock light, but it is. He's not going to be busting ass on the house shows every weekend, I don't think. So I don't know.
We don't need more guys like that,
right?
And that was another thing, was I'm not even usually the advocate of, well, put a young guy over, but fuck, man, you knew Cena was going to drop the title, and it's, well, who are we going to give it to? Del Rio. Wow. Yep. That guy flopped in his last tour. He's flopped his whole way through. He's never been the star they wanted him to be, which they didn't like before. As suddenly you like him now. I just don't. I have a feeling this is big news. It's not even that big of news. Our hits, our internal metrics, his return, not a big deal. No one cared. And you're going to go look right now, and you're going to see that. That's the
I looked earlier, but yeah.
I don't even know that it's top 10. I mean,
the thing. This is what I thought. This is what I was going to say. Is the thing that's getting the most traction is the little thing I threw together this morning with the tweets about how whether or not he like screwed over his previous employers. So it's like, but it's behind the scenes stuff that people are interested in. And again, that's just us. I don't think that doesn't move the needle in the arena. Nobody there is wondering what, AAA's vice president said about his return.
Yeah, that's a fascinating article you click on, but it doesn't translate to good business.
Right.
At good, gate sales and fucking pay-per-view buys and things like that. So that's a big problem. And I think.
All right. Yeah. So here's another question for tonight. What is Seth Rollins going to do? What is the WWE champ, who I almost forgot about when writing my Raw preview this morning? Where does he go?
I don't know.
They seemed like they were setting up Roman to go after him a little bit in that vignette, but I think they're going to stall that again to set up the Survivor Series match we talked about.
Are they actually going to go Roman Rollins at Mania for the belt?
That's my thinking, yeah.
Another Roman Rumble win?
I don't know. That's true. Now that you only got one belt. Wow. I don't know. That's a good question. I hadn't thought about the Rumble piece.
It's time, dude. It's November.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
we're in that period where we're just like, let's just get through these next couple to get to the best pay-per-view of the year, baby. The Rumble is always awesome, even when it's bad.
Yep.
Like last year.
It's always interesting. Yeah. I hadn't even. Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking that they're gonna, because that's the rumor, right? That they want to coronate Roman at Mania this year.
Yeah.
And they've actually built him a lot better this year than they did last year. Last year it didn't feel like he'd earned it or whatever, and this year it does. I mean, even his critics acknowledge that he's come a long way and he's putting the work in and blah blah blah. He's won Matt Roth back over, so
much of it is just Vince, doesn't feel right today.
Yep.
And that's kind of I don't know, it's fascinating to me to think of that day of the show. It was, we're going to have Seth cash in. And 45 minutes before it happened, they're calling him into the office going, hey, you getting the title tonight. And it's like for 45 minutes, he got to sit there and go, oh, my God, all my fucking dreams are going to come true. But then that meant that Reigns was going, yep. Yeah, they turned on me just enough. Not enough to turn him heel and change the actual direction, but just enough that they didn't want to put the belt on him and end the show with everyone booing him, which that wouldn't be the worst thing. No, I don't know why they're so afraid of that.
Because Vince still wants him to be the Cena replacement, despite all evidence that he's never going to be that guy, because he's never going to be somebody who can work a crowd for 20 minutes with a mic.
Or get that much widespread support.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of Cena getting that support is the fact that he's a really good public speaker and engaging, interacting guy. Reigns just doesn't have that.
It is what everyone doesn't want to admit, or a lot of his detractors don't want to admit. Said he's really good at what he does.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's incredibly good at what he does.
Yep.
He's we're coming up on an election, presidential candidates and all these people. A lot of what gets these people votes is just that they're very charismatic.
Mm-hmm. They're likable. That's they always talk about likability. Yep.
Not your policies. It's not your politics. It's not your fucking budget plan. It's because when I'm in a room with you, you make me feel good. You make me like you. You're very personable. You'll shake my hand and look me in the eye, and you'll have a certain charisma to you. And those are the people who get there.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't explain George Bush, but whatever.
Well, I think like the last three presidents have all been guys that when the pollster asked the question, like, which of the candidates would you like to have a beer with? It was Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Barack Obama. It was not whoever they were running against. So it's just like, would you like to hang out with these guys? Would you like to watch football with them?
Do you want to hang out with Hillary or Bernie Sanders?
I don't know. They both scare me, but that's all right.
Yeah, we're not going to talk politics. I don't know enough about it. But that's most people is the other thing. Is most people aren't going to know enough about something. They'll just rely on something very sort of intangible, I guess, where it's not a thing that you can sort of put your finger on, where it's just this person he's just it. And Reigns, I don't know that he has that.
Yeah.
I just don't know that he does. And that's tough because it's going to equal It's going to be very difficult for him to get over as a babyface because of that. He could heal it up, and I'd love to see what a Roman Reigns heel would look like.
I hope we get it. I mean, we got it a little bit in the Shield, but to me, that's also what a Roman Reigns face run should look like, is what he was in the Shield. It's just the powerhouse with a few words, and it's
hard to do.
Yeah.
Well, you could pair him with Heyman when Brock leaves.
I don't know. I mean, Heyman hasn't gotten anybody but Brock over.
Well, I mean, he's got to be with an established guy.
I guess.
Did fun with Punk, but he couldn't get Ryback over because it was trying to get Ryback over. Couldn't get Axel over because it was trying to get Axel over. Right. You got to get him with a guy who's already over, and he can just help supplement the act instead of.
He couldn't get Cesaro over, but the gimmick was to not get Cesaro over.
He couldn't get those guys over because he's a bigger star.
Well, and plus, I mean, that's the rumor at the time was I mean, all he ever did with Cesaro was talk about Brock while Cesaro stood there.
Yeah.
And the rumor was that was to build to Cesaro versus Brock, but that never happened either. So.
Yeah, and it's looking back on it, it's probably on me because of I'm talking, but he was doing the wanking motion.
Yeah, well, I could do the Roman Reigns one and just do this.
Nice. He does that even when it's high speed, I noticed.
Yeah, I know.
Last night, there was very little time between the Superman punch and the move that they'd done before, and he still did the.
That's part of what bugs me about it, is even when it's supposed to be out of nowhere, he makes sure he gets it in. Yeah. I hate it so much.
I don't know. Yeah. It's very superhero comic type shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's just dumb.
He's a kid character, dude. That's what he's supposed to be, I guess.
But he's sexy as hell.
That's true.
I don't know. I was looking because I like to multitask. So they are the official Raw preview. They finally got that out on WWE.com, and they are teasing whether or not Reigns is ready to go after Rollins. So maybe they do go right to that, or maybe they're swerving us.
Or maybe the Authority opens the show with a 20-minute promo, and we just turn the TV.
But the football game tonight is not good, I don't think. So.
No, it's Arizona-Baltimore. I mean, it's not a bad game. Well, yeah, it's kind of a bad game.
Yeah.
I do that way too much. Yeah. It's actually a really good. You know what? It's a terrible.
You were doing that to me with the London game yesterday. Oh, come on! The Jags are up and coming.
Yeah, and then we start watching. We're like, this is garbage. This is a dumpster fire.
And then it got good, but
yeah, and then it was actually a really good game.
Anyway, that's what you guys tune in for.
That's what we do. We just the two extremes. You just change your mind while you're talking.
Exactly. This is shit. I love it.
Yeah, this is so we're perfect wrestling fans, I think.
Exactly. Yep. This is why we're good at what we do.
Is Undertaker gonna be there tonight?
He is not advertised, and he was carried off as if he was crucified by a gang of redneck cultists.
You know what better place to take a nap
than in the arms of huge ass shitslacks?
Yes. Then in the arms of big old bears carrying you off.
Luke Harper was back. Nobody's even talking about that.
Well, he had a personal issue, and no one wants to say what it was. So hopefully it wasn't, something bad, like someone got, a family member passed or something like that. Hopefully everything's cool in Luke Harper land. He looked extra dirty tonight. Probably because he's not running around with old Pew Beard. Probably has crabs.
Wouldn't he be dirtier if he was running around with probably has crabs?
That's what I said. He looked even dirtier.
Oh, but I don't know. Anyway,
good Lord, Sean, you're punchy. It's time to get out of here.
I know.
Is it really 2:00? Good Lord.
Yep.
It's 3:00 for you, isn't it?
3:00 my time. I got, I don't even know, 5 hours sleep. I hate pay-per-view nights. And I don't even do as much as you do.
Let's go out. What are we going out on?
I don't know. Is there anything big on Raw that we haven't talked about?
There's nothing big on Raw. That's a problem. There's the pay-per-view just happened, and there's literally no. You would think it'd be huge because Brock finally ended the take thing. I feel like he's just going to disappear.
Who, take Lesnar?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's till the Rumble. He's gone.
Till the Rumble. He's done for the year.
Yep.
But the Undertaker thing, I don't know. I guess I'm curious to get some answers on what the direction is because a lot of stuff should have been ended last night. Owens went over on Ryback. That should be over.
All the champs need new feuds. Really,
everything should be resetting. So
I get, so they're not going to put the belt on the Dudleys. I mean, I'm okay with that decision. I'm just surprised.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those things where it's possible that later on we'll find out that they came back and they thought it would be bigger than it was,
right?
And
That's
the New
my
Day
guess.
is just a million times more over, and it was just didn't make sense to them to take the titles off the New Day.
Yep.
So yeah, literally everyone needs a new program.
Yep.
So yeah, Charlotte.
So you think it's Charlotte Paige?
So I'm thinking Charlotte Paige. No idea who the New Day are going to be up against. But then again, it's Survivor Series. So I feel like it's also, we're in that.
Right.
What really pissed me off would be if they go into a holding pattern because of Survivor Series. Because
that's what I was just thinking. Because
set up teams and fucking.
Because you got the Divas Revolution team right there. You can put Natty with PCB, and you can spend the next month teasing dissension between the four of them. And yep.
That's where they break up Becky and Charlotte. Which that's a long time coming. Oh no. It's so funny because that's what Gavin, the little 2-year-old here, he knows very few words. That's what he knows, those 2 words very well. Oh no. That's what I'll ask him how he feels about Charlotte and Becky splitting up, and if he says that, I'll never stop laughing.
See, I'm an 84-year-old man with a 2-year-old heart.
That's right, toddler, old
toddler at heart. Yeah, Kevin. Who's Owen's going to feud with?
I have no idea. That's the other thing. It's good and it's bad, but it's good because I just don't know. And I swear to fucking God, if Alberto Del Rio comes out and Sheamus shows up, I'm out. I'm done. I'm gone. I will turn it off and I will tell you, you're right in the Raw recap. I'm done. For this week, I'm not doing it. I will not that's a shoot, folks. If I hope he's in the first segment, just so it's done early, so that Sheamus can show up and I can immediately get on Slack and go, Sean, Raw recap's yours tonight, and then I'm turning it to football, and I'm not turning back. I won't do it.
And if anybody's wondering why there's no Raw recap, that's going to be because I'm going to bed at 7:30. And
fuck you, Geno. I'm going to sleep. No, we'll have Handstock do it, and he'll be like, "Oh, Del Rio and Sheamus, everything is lovely in rainbows."
You'll get an A+ review from Bill Handstock.
Deal with it.
Deal with it.